What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Alright, so the good news is that I'm getting very close to unlocking the final track. At least I think I am. I only have one more track left to unlock, and then I'm good to go. And like I said, once I unlock the final track, then I'll get back to, recording my regular, my regular shit. Because I was working on sports games, so I'm going to get back to working on that once I'm done with this. So that way, hopefully, I can make some more progress on that and then get back to my regular recording stuff for you guys, like working on my playthrough projects and Rock Band and shit like that. Not gonna lie, though, Rock Band 3 is actually taking me a lot longer than I was anticipating, which is totally fine. Because, it's a great game, but yeah. So, gonna be doing some dirt racing today, so see how this shit goes. Gonna be trying using my rally car. I figured, makes the most amount of sense. That being said, I'm fucking terrible at dirt racing, so this is probably going to be a complete fucking disaster. So let's get this disaster on the road. Or more like off the road in this case. But yeah, that Rock Band 3 playthrough has been taking a lot longer than I was expecting. Which is honestly not a bad thing. I know you guys... The main reason why a lot of you guys are even subscribed to my YouTube channel is probably because of my... Rock Band content. So, yeah. Well, Rock Band and Guitar Hero. Some of my most popular videos of all time were Guitar Hero videos. My Rock Band ones haven't gotten as many views, but to be fair, the most of the Guitar Hero videos have been up longer than the Rock Band ones. But even a couple of my Rock Band videos have done pretty damn well. So, yeah. Alright, now I need to stop talking and focus on what I'm doing. Which is trying like hell not to suck at dirt track racing. That's what I'm trying to do. Well, that guy came up into me. That was entirely on him. I'm actually not entirely confident that I'm going to be able to do this. We'll see, but like I said, I am very, very bad at dirt track racing. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get around all these guys in a couple of laps. Luckily, one of the races that I have to complete for this mission is a regular asphalt race, just with rally cars, which is kind of odd, but, whatever. But I figure for this event, it made the most amount of sense for me to be using a rally car. Which is why I'm using this one again. I used this thing a lot yesterday, too. But yeah, hopefully today I'll be able to get that final track, and then next week, because I'm pretty sure I work a double shift tomorrow. It's one of those odd cases where I'm working a double shift on a Friday. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I won't be able to get any recording done tomorrow. I was actually supposed to work a double shift today, which I totally forgot about until my coworker, texted me telling me that I don't have to work a double today. So, that's kind of nice, I guess. But, yeah, hopefully next week I'll be able to get back to working on sports games, get that shit knocked out, and then get back to working on Rock Band. That is the hope, anyway. So hopefully I can make some good progress today on this game, and then, get some other shit done for you guys. Yeah, I'm definitely not getting the clean racing bonus, so I don't even care at this point. Although I'm doing a little bit better than I thought I would be, so that's good. If I can stay ahead of these motherfuckers, then I should be good. Yeah, again, dirt track racing obviously is not my specialty. If that, if my driving has not made that abundantly obvious, I am not very good at dirt track racing. But I figured I'd knock this track out first, since this is, the longest one. And arguably the most difficult dirt track in this game. I mean, they all have their difficult portions, to be sure, but this one is arguably the most difficult, just because of the pure length alone of the track. And this track definitely has its tough spots. Ooh, that was actually a pretty good turn there. I was just trying to keep the car off the wall, actually, which is why I kept the gas going there. Because again, I was just trying to keep the car off the wall there. All right. So that's a good start to the day. Getting myself a victory. Yeah, definitely wasn't getting the clean racing bonus that time, no doubt. And I unlocked the car. Cool shit. All right. Yeah, I will say this. There has been a lot of, I don't know, you'd call it controversy surrounding this game, I guess. Because of, two things in particular. One, the, having to always be connected to the internet even to do single-player content, which is something that I have already given my thoughts on. But I'll reiterate that. And also, that they don't give you enough credits or whatever. The microtransactions as well. Those two things kind of go together. But yeah, for like completing events, people are complaining that they don't give you enough credits or whatever. And I just want to say I totally understand all those arguments. I want to make it clear. Polyphony is not, I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, Polyphony's fucking amazing and blah, 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 So then some of you are probably, curious as to like, okay, multi-step, well, if you acknowledge these problems with the game, then why are you supporting the game? I support the game for a couple of different reasons. But the main thing being that the gameplay itself is very solid. I think they did a little bit of a better job in GT Sport with the microtransactions and giving you more cars. Now, that being said, if you go through and actually do the missions in the GT Cafe, like, I've already unlocked, like, about 70 cars now, I want to say. You know, which is a pretty fair amount of cars. You know, that's a pretty good selection to choose from. You know, I remember when GT Sport came out and people were like, there's only 200 cars to choose from. This is bullshit. And it's like, yeah, there's only 200 cars. Okay. Let's just think about that for a fucking minute. But anyway. I just think that was a stupid argument. But anyway. Bottom line, again, the main reason why I support this game is because I think the gameplay itself is very solid. Like, I haven't run into really any major issues or whatever. The gameplay is solid. The graphics are stellar. I mean, no doubt there. They're still not perfect. They're definitely still not perfect. But, again, that's just due to, you know, hardware limitations. Despite what PlayStation may tell you, you know, play has no limits. That is bullshit. It does absolutely have limits. You know, the PlayStation 5 is not a perfect console. We're not there yet. You know, technologically, as far as, you know, game consoles are concerned. We're not quite there yet. But, you know, game consoles are definitely getting there, you know. PlayStation 5 is a step in the right direction as far as that regard is concerned. But yeah, again, at the end of the day, you know, I partially get it. But I still think people are being a little bit too, I don't know, whiny, I guess, in their complaints. Especially with regards to the whole, like, you know, oh, well, they don't give you enough credits, you know, argument. And and again, I do partially understand that. You know, I'm not saying that I don't understand it. I do. And I actually agree to a certain extent. I think some of the events, you know, they should give you more credits for completing those events because they do take a lot of time, you know. So they should make it worth your while if you're going to spend time to play the game. And I totally understand that and partially agree with that as well. But at the same time, it does make you sound kind of a bit whiny, you know, because it's like, oh, poor me, I actually have to play the game and work at it in order to unlock content, you know. I just think it's kind of a whiny argument. Like, I totally understand it, and I even partially agree with it, but I still, at the same time, think it's a bit of a whiny argument. You know, like, yeah, sometimes you have to play a game and work at it in order to unlock content. And yeah, sometimes it sucks, but, you know, the payoff at the end is going to feel really fucking good because you worked your ass off for it. You know, people these days are so fucking lazy. And that's coming from me, by the way. Okay, that is coming from me. So that should tell you something. But, yeah. And I do agree that the microtransactions are way too overpriced. Like, the microtransactions in GT Sport, some of which I did, you know, buy some of the cars in GT Sport using real money and shit. I did do that, and I'll be the first one to admit it. But at least a lot of those were at least reasonably priced. Like, some of the cars were like 99 cents for the cheaper cars, which I thought was completely reasonable. You know, I thought that the microtransactions in that game were completely reasonable. You know, my thoughts on the whole pay-to-play thing, kind of, or like pay-to-unlock content, you know, that you would otherwise have to work for, is that basically the real-life money that you're dishing out in order to unlock the content is basically your punishment for not working hard at the game and unlocking it, you know, through merit. So I was actually completely fine with the pricing of the microtransactions in GT Sport, but in this one, you can't just buy any of the cars straight up. You have to buy credits, and I agree that they're way overpriced and that the microtransactions in this game are absolutely a problem. I 100% agree. But again, at the end of the day, the main reason why I support this game, again, is because the gameplay is very solid. The graphics are fantastic. So the overall, like, the actual gameplay itself, like actually playing the game, assuming that you have a solid internet connection, again, which is also, again, a problem that I 100% acknowledge and think needs to be, you know, resolved. or changed drastically, so that way you can still do single-player content even when you're not connected to the internet, because I think that's complete bullshit. And I'll be the first one to say it. It's complete bullshit that you always have to be connected to the internet to do basic fucking things in this game. Again, I do think that's complete fucking bullshit. So, yes, again, as far as, like, all the different, like, controversies and shit surrounding this game, I totally 100% understand it. And some of them I actually 100% agree with, you know, that are absolutely a fucking problem. But again, at the end of the day, the gameplay itself, like, the actual, like, game itself, again, assuming that you have a stable internet connection, which luckily it's been pretty good so far for me. But the actual game itself has been very solid. You know, going through and doing the different missions in the GT Cafe has been quite fun. So, yeah, that's the main reason. Again, I know some of you may be curious about that, but that's the main reason why I've been supporting this game. You know, I've been playing Gran Turismo for many years now. Actually, almost a decade now I've been playing Gran Turismo. And, you know, it started back with GT3. Of course, I got that game back in 2013, not when it originally released, but still, I got that game, you know, back in like 2013. It was like 2012, 2013, something like that. And I just absolutely fell in love with that game. And, again, I've been playing Gran Turismo ever since. Gran Turismo is the series that got me into, like, realistic racing simulators. And I love it. So, again, I do think the gameplay in this game is very solid. I absolutely love it. I think it's brilliant. I don't think they should tweak it at all. I mean, except to maybe make some minor adjustments here or there, but overall, the gameplay itself is very solid. The races are fun to do. The replays are fun to watch. And for me, that's what matters the most. Again, I do agree that they should make it easier to get credits. I think they did a better job of that in GT Sport. You still had to do a bit of grinding, you know. You're still going to have to work in order to get credits, and I think that's fair, but I think they should balance it out a little bit better. You know, they should dish out a little bit more here or there. I 100% agree with that. And again, I 100% agree that it's stupid that this game has to be online, connected to the servers in order to do anything. Again, I also think that's fucking stupid. Also, again, I think they need to either completely change the way they do microtransactions in this game or do away with microtransactions altogether. Go back to how you did it in GT Sport. That's what I'm thinking. You know, either go back to how you did it in GT Sport or just do away with microtransactions. Because at this point, Polyphony is not doing themselves any favors with these microtransactions. They're not buying themselves any good press, that's for sure. And again, I'm not saying that I 100% disagree with microtransactions as a thing. You know, I think companies are more than, you know, that is their right to do that if they want, but I think the way they do it says a lot about the companies. And I don't think it's Polyphony necessarily. I think it's more of a Sony thing. I just have a feeling, I have a hunch about that. Because I know that the creator of this game is someone who's very passionate about, you know, their projects and passionate about creating a good project. But again, at the end of the day, Sony has to come in because they're, you know, the business aspect of it. So I think it's not a Polyphony thing. I feel like it's more of a Sony thing with these microtransactions. But that's just my own hunch. But yeah, either way, regardless, those are my overall thoughts on, you know, the, I guess, quote-unquote controversies surrounding this game and shit like that. So again, I just wanted to get my thoughts on that, just so that you guys are clear and understand where I'm coming from, you know. I still enjoy playing this game. I think it's a great fucking game. I would recommend it, you know. And again, microtransactions, that's the other thing about microtransactions, is that they are completely optional. You know, no one's forcing you to buy, you know, credits or whatever. Again, I think the pricing is very stingy. But, again, no one's forcing you to, you know, do the microtransactions. So, yeah. But either way, those are my overall thoughts. So I totally understand where people are coming from. You know, where this game is receiving some hate. I 100% understand that. So, again, I just want to make it abundantly clear on that. And I wanted to make it clear why I still support this game and why I still enjoy playing it. Because, again, the gameplay is just solid. That's the main reason. Just because I enjoy the gameplay itself. So, yeah. Alright, well, either way, again, just wanted to give my thoughts on that so that way you guys know where I'm coming from. Yeah. Alright, either way, going to be doing the next race next time, obviously. So, stay tuned for that shit. And till then, peace out.